afternoon. I'm Meteorologist Hannah Fink here for your next weather segment. What we're going to be going over today is a look at the tropics. June 1st, which is this weekend on Sunday, is the official start of hurricane season. And I've been seeing some stuff on social media that I did want to cover with you guys so that you have all the information needed to go into this hurricane season to feel confident and safe overall and just be with us here during hurricane season. And then we'll have a look at your weekend as well. Here is a look at your extended outlook. This is the outlook for about 2 to 3 weeks out. This has been going around social media. A lot of meteorologists have been talking about it. This just shows that there is the potential for tropical development, specifically near Cozumel, Mexico, and then more in the Pacific Basin as well. This is predicting for about 2 to 3 weeks into June, so do keep that in mind. This is subjected to change. This is very far out, so keep that in mind. And then here is a look at our tropical outlook specifically for the Atlantic Basin. There is no tropical development expected in the next 7 days. So keep that in mind. No tropical development. As we're approaching June 1st, which, like I said, is the official start of hurricane season this Sunday, I wanted to show you these so that you know that when you see those doom and gloom posts, you can know, oh, those are not real. So these are things to keep in mind when looking at social media posts about models and models themselves. So some of the things I want to go over that you can just keep in mind is if it's more than 10 days out, it's not even worth looking at. Throw it in the trash. It is basically, there's no evidence or any facts with it if it's more than 10 days out. It's not even worth looking at in general. It's not hard to find a model with a big, scary color and track. There's one out right now with the GFS showing a hurricane hitting Mobile dead on 12 days out. Now, did you hear the 12? That means don't look at it. Not at all. It's a doom and gloom post. People are using it to get clicks. They get funded off of your clicks and just get more engagement. So it benefits them. It will not benefit you. So keep that in mind. Just do not share those models in general. If you do see them, do not share them. Please pay attention to the date and time that is associated with the model that you are looking at. Even 7 days out there, we can see that 7 days out with an existing storm. Just be cautious. There's still extreme uncertainty with those as well, which is why the National Hurricane Center specifically communicates 5 days out. Even 5 days is subjected to change as well. Also, artificial intelligence, AI, has been playing a huge role in hurricane seasons. We saw it a lot last year. It has a potential in weather forecasting in the future, but right now, it is not a trusted source. Trusted sources are the National Hurricane Center and then local TV such as Fox 10. We are a trusted source. We will make sure you are updated and give you all the information that you need to know when you need to know it. So I'm showing you this because of all the social media things that I have been seeing. So currently in the Atlantic Basin, there's nothing, no tropical development in the next 7 days. Now in the Eastern Pacific, there is development. I'm sure you've seen some posts about Tropical Storm Alvin as it is moving towards Mexico. Now, that is expected to be a tropical depression by the time it makes landfall. It is no effect to us here in Mobile. It is only really going to affect Mexico and maybe bring some showers to the west coast. And then there's another one off the coast of El Salvador with a 30% chance of development in the next 7 days. So this is the path for Alvin. As you can see right now, it is a tropical storm as of Friday. By the time it makes landfall on Sunday, it is just going to be disorganized storms as it makes its way into a low pressure system, basically, is what you can look at, such as a tropical depression. They're just not organized. Another thing we have, this is Sahara Desert. This is the forecast for it. It's currently in the Atlantic, and it's forecast to make its way towards us later on this week. As you can see, it's in the Caribbean around middle of next week, and then around late next week into the weekend, we can see it affect us possibly here on the Gulf Coast. Now, when you see Saharan Desert, it not only affects the weather, but it can also affect environmental things as well as us as people. So some of the weather effects is that luckily for us, it'll make it extremely difficult for any tropical development to occur. So if it's really dry out there, there's no moisture feeding those storms if one was to form, basically. Another thing it can interfere with cloud formation, reducing rain chances, which we definitely probably want to break from the rain after this week. Dust can also reflect sunlight, which can slightly lower daytime temperature, so maybe slightly cooler, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, only like a couple degrees, depending on the severity of the dust that's making its way to us. And based off this model, it's going to be in the light range anyways. And also, one thing to keep in mind, it'll make beautiful sunrises and sunsets for us here on the Gulf Coast. So make sure you have that camera ready. And then if you have any cool pictures, please send it to us using the Fox 10 weather app. Some of the things that it will do for environmental is that it can decrease air quality, which means we could possibly see some air quality alerts, and create hazy skies, so that can affect visibility in some areas. But like I said, I'm not all that concerned with the amount of dust that is going to come towards us. It's going to be in that light to below light category, and then possibly below moderate. So we're not getting to where it's too concerning, but just know that it can affect you in ways depending on the fineness of the dust particles. It can make some people who have asthma a little difficult to breathe, and if you have allergies, it can act up as well. But this isn't something to be worried about. It just has its concerns depending on one's health as well as the intensity of the dust. But like I said, it's looking on the lighter side, so not much to affect us personally, just something to keep in mind and something to learn about. So just think about it as a short-term air pollution event is how I would describe it. Taking a look at the southeast current conditions, we have that weak band of rain, as you can see, moving through Montgomery towards Evergreen, that slight line associated with that front that's been sitting over us. For basically the majority of this week, that could bring in some showers and thunderstorms to our area. Our northern friends are probably seeing a little bit of that as well. Nothing on the severe side as of right now. And then some pop-up showers along the coast, which that could be due to sea breeze interaction. Temperatures right now, it's warm out there, looking gorgeous. 88 in Gulf Shores, 90 in Pensacola, 84 in Destin, 88 in Mobile, 87 in Evergreen, and 83 in Grove Hill. So definitely warm out there for all of us. Feels like a typical summer day. Still feeling that dew point that is creating a lot of humidity in the air. We still have some moisture as we do have rain chances. Today, we're in the lower to upper mid 70s for most of us, which means we are in that muggy category. Over the next 5 hours, definitely recommend getting outside. It's going to be a pleasant night. It's going to be warm out there. Maybe have a grill out with friends and family, or jump in the pool while there's still light outside. It's going to be mostly cloudy. We could see some scattered thunderstorms in the more evening hours around dinner time. We start to see that wrap up around 4 o'clock and then go until about 9 o'clock. But temperatures will be in the upper 80s and get to the lower 80s by sunset. Like I said, here are those rain chances. We'll have about a 20 to 30% chance during the early evening hours, and that could be more sea breeze interaction, but what's coming in with that line is going to be around dinner time to early overnight hours, around 9 p.m. So we have that 40% chance of rain around dinner time. It's mostly going to be scattered today is what we're seeing. Yesterday we had that big swath of thunderstorms bring in a few tornadoes, a lot of downpour, a lot of rumbles of thunder, and some possible hail. But this is going to be a little different, kind of like we saw earlier in the week, more of that scattered, spotty shower activity. It's around 2:45 for the HRRR. You can see the line of thunderstorms develop along the coast. That could be sea breeze interaction that we've been talking about all of this week. And then we start to see that dinner time hours, start to see some of those bigger cells leave the northern counties. Some more could develop around 7 o'clock and move through the area. Around 7:30, 8 o'clock, we start to see a little bit more increase near our Pensacola friends around 9 o'clock Friday. That moves out about 10:45 and becomes an issue for the fishes in the Gulf. So then we just have a cloudy night. Could see some rain in the Biloxi area following I-10 overnight, but none of that looks to be severe, so do keep that in mind. This is just going to be something where we don't see a lot in certain areas. A lot of it is going to be hit or miss depending on where you are. Do keep in mind that we have a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather today, so make sure that the Fox 10 weather app downloaded to get any alerts on your phone if you are out and about. That level 1 just means we could see some possible hail, small size hail, and gusty winds, but you're pretty much used to that with how this week has gone, so just expect possibility of what we saw throughout this week. It's not much of a surprise. Tomorrow mornings is what we're seeing for our lows. upper 60s near the beaches. We start to cool off in more inland spots, 58 in Grove Hill, 59 in Monroeville, and then the lower 60s near our inland and bay parts. So 63 in Mobile, 63 in Bay Minette, 61 in Atmore, 62 in Lucedale, 65 in Pascagoula, and 64 in Fairhope. Tomorrow's going to be another hot one, but perfect weather to get outdoors as we finally have some dryness. We're not going to see any rain chances tomorrow. 84 degrees in Gulf Shores for a high, 86 in Navarre, 87 in Lucedale, 86 in Grove Hill, 87 in Bruin, 84 in Mobile, and 85 in Pascagoula. For your forecast dew points tomorrow, this is what I'm talking about. We're going to dry out a little bit. We've been in the 70s for the most part of this week. And we dropped to the lower 60s and upper 50s. So that means we're not going to feel that muggy feel. It's not going to feel as humid. It's really going to just be hot, dry air tomorrow. So it won't feel as hot as what we have been seeing. Our heat index values are not going to be as significant. So it's going to be beautiful weather over the weekend. Great outdoor activity weather as well. So go to the pool, maybe go to the park, a walk with your furry friend in the morning will actually feel refreshing for once this week as well. Mobile's looking sunny all day tomorrow. Our highs will be in the upper to mid 80s, and then we'll get to about the upper 70s overnight with mostly clear skies. We're going to see that sunny skies for the next few days, so going to the beach is going to be a great idea today. Low risk of river currents, and that's going to continue into Sunday with mostly cloudy skies, but lots of sunshine out there. So you will still get a tan out there, so make sure you wear that sunscreen. And temperatures will be in the mid 80s for your weekend. Now do pay attention to those beach flags. They are subjected to change and still be cautious getting into that water. Now here's that muggy meter. Like I was telling you, it's going to be dry this weekend. It's going to feel great. You're going to notice it a little bit on Sunday, but Saturday we're in that pleasant category, and then we start to get back to that muggy feel later on into the week. But what we're looking at is this weekend, because we're going to get a nice break from the rain, and we're not going to feel that humidity either. So it's a perfect weekend to get out and have some outdoor plans. Here's that outlook for you. We're going to be in the mid 80s on Saturday and upper 80s on Sunday. We do have a slight chance of rain of only 20%, but most of us will not be seeing that. Just partly cloudy skies on Sunday and mostly sunny on Saturday. So I don't know about you, but I will definitely be sitting out at my pool on Saturday during the afternoon hours. 7-day forecast. June 1st is on Sunday, so like I said, that is the official start of hurricane season. So we'll be talking about that a lot more after Sunday. Temperatures will be a little cooler on Saturday with the mid 80s, then we start to warm up back to the upper 80s into next week. Rain chances are finally staying low. We don't really have much of a rain chance throughout the next 4-day to 5-day period. We could see an increase into next weekend, but like I said, that is a little bit on the long range side that is subject to change. And your lows will be in the 60s for the next few days, so perfect running weather, perfect weather to take your dog out on a walk. And then we start to get in the lower 70s, but it'll still feel nice out there as we don't have much mugginess return into the middle of next week. Here's your 10-day forecast, long range. You can see that rain chances do increase a little bit by next weekend, a little bit of an increase in cloud coverage, but it looks like we have a nice break from the rain, so that's good news for sure. So definitely outdoor plans is highly recommended. Thank you so much for joining me here on Next Weather. We will be back next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.